He's a guy without a clue who doesn't know what to do. Republican or Democrat, he's not sure where he's at. It's not so much fun knowing how the country's run. Liberals, conservatives, House of Representatives. Are you right? Are you left? Which way do you lean? Who knows what the hell does that even mean?
Welcome to POV America with your host, Brian.
All right, you guys there? All right, sorry about that. I had some feedback coming. I didn't want you guys to have to hear all that screeching sound. So let me get this back to where it needs to be. And we will be back to normal. Here we are. Better, hopefully. Hopefully it sounds a little better. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming in. Hopefully hang around for a little while tonight. I'll try probably be a quick stream tonight. I had class, so I apologize if I was a little late. I definitely wanted to get here a little bit on time, but not too bad. A few minutes, I was almost ready. So for those of you that watched the stream on the way home or, apologize. I was a little bit flustered and a little bit, had a really bad day. I'm sure you've all been there before and kind of needed to vent and let that out because man, what a day. Just one of those days where I thought it was going to be an awesome day and ended up being a crappy day. But tomorrow will be another one, be a better day, much better than it was. But, yeah, on the way home, if you were subject to my just incessant pissing, bitching, moaning, groaning, I gotta say I'm sorry. Just one of those days today, man. And have you ever had days like that where everything that you thought was going to go right just goes so wrong, it's not even funny. I mean, oh man, it was. And then to top it off, it was kind of funny because I came home and I got ready to get this, this stream going. Hold on one second, let me turn that up. So I got ready to get the stream going for tonight, and nothing but internet problems. So I've actually I canceled my one internet provider altogether, and I'm just going to a totally separate one. And I'm going to hope that this holds together until he gets here tomorrow. I have an appointment for him to come out tomorrow. But it's just kind of like par for the course. I kind of just smiled and went, just roll with it. All you can do is roll with it because when things are starting to fall apart, man, if you get all bent out of shape on the little things, then the big things, you'll have a stroke out or something on those. But so how's it going, man? Happy Tuesday there. What is it? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it's Tuesday. Totally lost track of time today. But hopefully you guys are having a good Tuesday. I haven't got a chance to really, my whole thing today when I was looking, even during lunch when I looked on the news, every single place I went, all they talked about is this partial government shutdown. And it's just really, it's starting to wear on my nerves. It's not even that the partial government shutdown is bothering me. It's just that the fact that all they're doing is placing blame, like the Democrats have no blame. It's all President Trump's fault, and that's just ridiculous. So I was kind of, just on top of everything else today, I'm just going through the news looking for something, and everything in the news was just bad news, bad news, bad news. And I'm like, man, I can't stand this. This is why I don't go through the news channels, is because they had nothing positive to say. So, I was just kind of I was tired of hearing about the oh God, there was somebody charged with child sexual abuse. There was this person murdered. There was that person murdered, and yeah, I was so over it. But for those of you that were here yesterday, I don't know if you remember me talking about that channel. I went and I looked again at that channel that was on Twitch, the ASMR, and that's what it was, where they're tearing paper and they're scratching cardboard. They're just whispering in the mic. I figured, I went and did a little bit more research, and I guess that's a legitimate thing. That's one of those, I don't want to say like you're sitting in a glass pyramid type of outfits, but, there's a following for it, that it does certain things to your body. I don't know, but it was kind of freaky to see that the other day and just see all these channel after channel of people just, tearing paper, scratching cardboard, wrinkling plastic, all these different things. And I just thought, man, heavily medicated or something. I don't know. But now I found out a little bit more about it, it apparently is a legitimate thing that people are into, and I don't have to understand it, but I accept it. If that's what floats your boat, I'm good with that. It is what it is. But I still today think it was kind of crazy. So anyway, I haven't got a chance to see if the guy that I was telling you guys, the one that I follow all the time, Barnacles, he's been a couple weeks now. I haven't seen him online doing anything on his channel. So I'm hoping everything went well at the CES, or the Consumer Electronics Show. I'm hoping he didn't get like abducted by some technology band or something, because usually like a week or two, I figured he'd be out there partying it up and using all the technology that people brought. But if you ever get a chance to watch, I don't know if you guys know Jerry Barnacles is the channel he's got on Twitch. Great channel, great guy. Been following him for a while, silently, kind of just in the background, watching his channel grow, and he's done a great job with it. So I was kind of hoping that today, that's really kind of the break I was hoping for. Right around lunchtime, I was like, oh man, maybe Jerry's on and he's doing a show, just something because he kind of de-stressifies me. It's kind of funny. That's the whole purpose of my show, is kind of just blow off that stress of the day and just kind of do something I'm enjoying. And, every now and then I'll get to certain people that I enjoy watching. And there's a few of them that I follow that I found are really good. Some of them are, the gaming channels are hard for me to follow, because some of them are just way above me as far as the games that they play. And I don't even pretend to watch. And I've watched them, and I try to find out, the only ones I really enjoy are the shooter game, the ones that are like first-person shooters. Those are the only ones. That's kind of what I grew up on. So, back when everything was coming out, and I'm talking Area 51s and all of those, the regular arcade games, the retro games as they're called today. But so those are kind of the only ones that I enjoy watching when I'm Fortnite, can't do it. I've tried, I've watched it, and it's just not there for me. And the same thing with like World of Warcraft. Some of those I just can't get into them. But put a gun in my hand and send me through like a Doom or a Quake or something like that. Yeah, I could get on board with all that. But so anyway, today was just man. I'm telling you, I know everybody has bad days. I know everybody. You have people around you that you want to strangle. You have situations that are totally out of your control and just get your blood pressure up and you just want to explode. But, for the most part, I've tried my best to not let all that stuff get to me. But today was just one of those days, man, where everything that could go wrong was going wrong. And then to top it off, it's the little shit. It's the little stuff that, your day's not going right as it is, but then it's just, sometimes it can be just a comment, just something small that just puts you over the top, and you're like, oh, that's it. And that's kind of what happened. I mean, a lot of people at my work, as you'll see them, they get the flu or they get sick during the day. And today I came down with a really severe, case of the fuck-its, because it got to a certain point when I went, fuck it, I'm leaving. And I just left. And I mean, I had school this evening, so I was like, a little after 2 o'clock, I was like, God, I'm going to be in class for like 2 hours tonight. And I just was like, I've got to take a break. So I left a little early, and I'm trying to balance the work and home thing. Cause it's like, I hate doing work from my house. I hate having to take classes for my work, but have to do them on my time at home. I can't stand that. My wife hates it. My son, it's just not a thing I want to do. But I understand that they're depending on me to do these things, and so it's a trade-off. So I left a little early, got a case of the fuckets, and said I'm going to just go home and get ready for this class. And then tonight's class went on and on and on, and it's a great class, but it's after a certain amount of time, all of the information just starts to just ooze out of your ears, and you're like, I can't take any more. So it's hold on one sec, guys. Appreciate you. Hold on. Oh, I needed that. Mountain Dew, nectar of the gods. So, yeah, it was definitely a day today. And tomorrow, though, new attitude. Tomorrow's hump day, right? It's Happy Wednesday. It's going to be a great day. I'll get everything done, even though I had almost a half done, or actually I had about 9 or 10 systems that crashed 5 minutes before I walked out the door. So even though I'm going to have to spend a good part of my morning redoing things, not going to get me down. I already know I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to go in there with a positive attitude, inspiration, motivation. I'm going to go in there. I've got my students. My students are growing. I'm getting more and more students every day. They're coming to my class. Today, I had 3. I know. That's what I said. Wow, 3. I had 3 students. Ooh, man, I almost didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, 3, and so these guys are, for those of you that don't know, I work in a prison, so these inmates are just getting back in from other prisons that they were transferred to after the hurricane. So they're coming back in, and we're just kind of getting everybody back together, back in classes. So I had a whopping 3 people come in. So I did what every good teacher will do. You got students, you want to make sure that, everybody's going to get something out of that time. So I gave each one of them a rag and some cleaner, and I had them wipe down the chairs and the computers and the keyboards and the tables and the monitors, and made sure that they cleaned the room really good the whole day while they were there. So, you definitely don't want to waste that time. So I put it to good use. And then eventually I'll get all these computers up so they can actually start migrating onto the computer so we can actually get on with our classes. But, yeah, there was a lot of work to do and just a little time to do it to get all this, and then I saw somebody was telling me, oh, did you see the news story? There was a news story about the prison today, and they had all these people. I was just like, yeah, blowing smoke up everyone's ass, telling them how great it is and how everything. I'm just like, they have no clue how much work still needs to be done. Or maybe they do and they're just not sharing it. I don't know, but the people that I work with have went way above and beyond. I'm going to tell you, I have never met a group of more extraordinary people that have I've just banded together to take a situation that was so bad, so unbelievably bad, and help turn it around and just, I mean, we're still not I would say we're probably 75% there, 80%, but everybody's still trying. But there are still things that need to happen. There are still things that have to go a certain way. And I think that over time, we give the next 2-3 months, even those things will iron themselves out. So I'm not too worried about it. But a lot of work that was done, a lot of work that needs to be done still. So anyway, so happy Tuesday. I don't know what's going on in the world today. Let me see. Was there anything exciting that I missed? Did I miss anything that, I haven't even went to CNN. That's usually my go-to. I'm not for the political news, but CNN is usually the one that I love because they have the most fake news on stuff, and that's the one that President Trump always talks about is CNN and their fake news. So I kind of like to go there just to see what he's talking about. What is he talking about? Fake news. And so, I do go there and try to, let me see. Yeah, same old, really. Let me see how many times they mentioned Trump here. Just in the first page that I opened, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me see, 6 times so far. Just in the first few stories there's 6 stories about Trump. So, white non-college Americans move away from Trump during shutdown. Okay, well, there's one. Trump deletes tweet after geography gaffe. There's another Trump one. Every single thing. Trump's legal team rebuffed requests from Mueller's interview recently. Another Trump thing. It's just funny. Everything here. Trump's joke about Melania called sexist. This is a wildly flailing president. It's up to Congress to end the shutdown. Everything on this website, everything is Trump, 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 Trump. And it's like we're supposed to believe that they're an impartial news agency, that they're not leaning one way or leaning the. I don't see it, and I do understand now. More and more I'm starting to see it. As hard as I try to be balanced and make an informed decision, I can kind of see that there's a definite leaning to this stuff. So what else here? Martin Luther King would be 90 today if he wasn't dead. That's news. Martin Luther King would be 90 today if he wasn't dead. Trump's nightmare, another one that was at number 8, a Latino taking his job. So, none of this stuff is, nothing is positive. Just give me some positive stuff, something positive. Let me see. Former World Series MVP arrested on child abuse charges. Great positive story. Hey, thanks for that. Really like to hear that. Family Guy is phasing out gay jokes. Okay, whatever. I don't know. This today has just been one of those days. Just the strangest stuff going on. I heard a Lady Gaga. She has a tie for some Critics' Choice Award. All that stuff. That's like the. What do we got in the? Let me see. Anything in here that's remotely interesting? Let me see. The best place to retire in all 50 states? No, could care less. Don't care. I don't know. I guess it's just one of those days where I'm going to try and put it behind me and just not deal with this crap. So, anyway, what's interesting going on in your life? Am I the only one that's ever had these days? Hopefully, they're not too often, but I felt bad because the whole way home, I just kind of vented about what a crappy day I had. And I'm like, after I got home, I was like, well, you know what? I'm not the only one. Everybody has a day like that. And I try not to, you don't want to turn it into a negative thing. You want to try and keep it to where, yeah, shit happens and get over it type stuff. So, Carol Channing died. Star of Broadway's Hello, Dolly. 97 years old. Wow. So let me see who else. Chris Pratt is engaged to Schwarzenegger, the daughter, not Arnold. Let me see. Nothing in here even looks. What do they do for slow news day? Do they like make up news when there is no news, or do they just kind of fall back to old stuff? I see there's a lot of stuff in here about Bezos and his divorce. There's. I kind of wish Game of Thrones was on. If Game of Thrones was on or something else was on, I could actually. I haven't done any. Have you guys done any binge watching lately? Is there anything worth watching anymore? I kind of feel like I've gotten up to that point where I'm caught up on everything, and there's nothing else out there that's a decent, like The Blacklist. I wonder if that's back on. I don't know. But all the shows that I used to watch, I have no idea where to go after I've caught up with all those, because I can't remember all the ones I used to watch, but it was I know The Blacklist was one of them, which I really enjoyed. And there's some other ones like Game of Thrones I did watch, but last episode I saw was the flying dragon was like tearing down the wall. But that was like the last episode. That might be the last one that was out. I don't know. So I haven't really seen anything worth binge watching. There's no. I've tried a couple new series. I don't know if for those of you that are watching TV or watching these. I've tried a couple new series and really didn't care for any of them. So I'm kind of hoping there's something interesting coming up. I did watch the Jack Reacher one. I binge watched the entire. It wasn't too bad. Wasn't great, but it was okay. Or was it not? Was it Jack Reacher? It wasn't Jack Reacher, was it? Jack Ryan. I think that was one of them's in a book. One of them is by Lee Childs. I think that's Jack Reacher. So the other one was like Jack Ryan or something like that. It was one that was on Amazon, I think. I did binge watch that. It was okay. Not sensational, not great, but it was a good watch. So I did like that one. I think that was the last ones I watched that were remotely interesting. So let me see what else we have. Anything interesting going on in... Let's look at technology. Let me see. What do we got from technology? That's the geek in me. I'd rather know about that kind of stuff. How do I... Let's see. I don't even know why they put this. I go to this website called Gizmodo. I don't know if you've ever checked out. It's Gizmodo is it's a pretty decent site. Has some good stuff on there. Some of them are not. Some of their stories are not the greatest. Like this one here. How do I clean my disgusting air fryer? Not the greatest story for a technology, but critical flaws leave government access cards vulnerable to attack. Now that's cool, that kind of stuff. Oh man, everything we learned about Spider-Man's globe-trotting adventure in the Far From Home trailer. That's what I was going to go see. Remember last weekend? I was going to go see. This weekend, no excuses. I'm going to go hit the movie theater and see some good movies. I might not even come home from work on Friday. I might just go and be done. Oh man, Tuesday too. Damn it, guys. There was a tournament today. There was a poker tournament I was going to go play in. It's Tuesday. What time does it start? I think it starts at 6. So it's too late. Just another thing on my diet. I looked forward to this because I missed it last week because they had some tournaments going on. So I was looking forward for this Tuesday. I'm going to go play in this tournament, have some more fun. I miss... For those of you that don't know, I'm a poker player. I play tournaments, and it's good to get out, and mentally it puts me in a whole different world, different state. But damn it, we have where I go to play. It's a dog track. It's an Ebro dog track, and the thing is, the downside is the state of Florida basically said no more dog tracks. There are no more dog racing in the state of Florida. Well, the thing is, a lot of these poker rooms are set up in dog tracks because they have to be set up in these pari-mutuel facilities or whatever. And once they do away with the dog track, we're kind of wondering what's going to happen to the poker rooms. They don't really have it. At least near me, they don't have a lot of Indian casinos, or anything that we can go to be entertained or play. So, let me see what else. Let me take a look and see what some other... Let's go to Wired magazine. Wired is always pretty cool. They got some good stuff, usually. Oh. Facebook's 10-year challenge. I don't know what the hell that is. Nothing interesting here either. Tonight will probably be a slower night. I'm not sure what's going to... I would have liked to, if I could have went to, I wonder if I could have streamed the actual poker tournament if I had went. I mean, I'm just kind of curious if they'd let me do that, where I could actually sit at the table and do some live streaming of the poker, playing the poker. They might frown on that, I don't know. But that would have been pretty fun. Nike's new self-lacing basketball shoe. Oh, wait a minute. Is this like the Marty McFly shoes in Back to the Future? Oh, apparently not. I see. They're different. But how much are they? Oh, wow. No, don't need. I'm not a big fan. It wasn't Nike the one that let the guy, that didn't fire the guy for kneeling at the football game? It wasn't Nike the one that said, "Oh no, that's okay. We're gonna keep you on as a spokesperson or whatever, or we're gonna sponsor you," or whatever they did. And the guy ended up, he was the one who was taking a knee at the football game. I don't think I'll buy any more of their shoes if that was I have to look in to see if that was the company, but I think it was. I kind of find that insulting that you'll take a knee at the national anthem, of our country. I find that very disrespectful. Nothing else here. Nothing going on new. Maybe Tech Radar, or see what they got going on. Magic Leap review. I have no idea what that is. Tons of Galaxy S10s. The Galaxy S10 details just dropped. So apparently they have a new Galaxy coming out, and everybody's freaking out over it. Okay. A lot of talk about G5. Oh, here we go. This is where I was telling you, Barnacules went to CES and to look at all the new toys. Here it is, the top toys. Let me see. A 75-inch television there for $17.99. I don't know if that's a great price, but 75 inches is pretty big for a flat screen. Let's see what else they got here. Lenovo with Alexa. So they have a Lenovo Smart Tab with Alexa for $250. That's some interesting stuff at Consumer Electronics Show. So they got some really pretty cool stuff. But none of it is stuff that I would actually end up buying because it all looks way too expensive. Yeah, way too expensive. Oh, here's something. Boxing. Oh, this is something called Fight Camp Connect. I have no idea what that is. So, and they do a ton of reviews. I should do reviews on my show too. I should start doing some reviews. But you know what? For me, the only reviews I would like to do, I think I'd only want to do technology reviews. That's kind of, there's a lot of other stuff out there to review. The only thing I really care about is technology. I'd review phones or tablets or computers, wearable things, gaming stuff, maybe televisions, car technology. I review all that kind of stuff, but I wouldn't really do anything like, I don't know, shoes or handbags or any of the other, anything that clothing items. I just don't think I would do any kind of reviews on that kind of stuff. But technology I could do. I could go get some like an Xbox. What's the newest Xbox? Is it 10? I think it is. I think it's Xbox 10 is the newest one. So I'd go get that, but I'd still really want to use the PlayStation, their VR virtual reality. I want to play with that. I'd love to get a HoloLens. I wonder if I could get Microsoft to send me a HoloLens and give it a review. They're only $3,000, so I'm sure they'd let me. PlayStation, I do PlayStation. Microsoft. They got a new Surface Pro, I think. They got a new Surface tablet. I do that. Be a lot of cool things I could. Apple, Mac. Okay, now here's something that's cool, but I don't know if I'd want to check this out. They've got a television that's so you actually hang it just like a picture on your wall. It's so light, and it can be. Oh, it rolls up. Wow, wait a minute, hold on. It rolls up like a shade. It's pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, they do got some cool things at that Consumer Electronics Show. I definitely kind of wish I would have went even more now. So they've got, yeah, I can't wait till Jerry gets back and kind of shows us what he's seen. Magic. Let me see. Now there's it's called Magic Leap 1. Magic Leap 1. This is not a Microsoft product, but it's a augmented reality. It's kind of the same thing, but they have augmented reality. See, but what does high-end AR actually feel like to play? I'm gonna go ahead and launch that one and see what they're. But it does look like a cool. A cool headset, but a lot different though. A lot different than the. Oh. Okay, now here's a competitor. Obviously this is going to be a competitor to the Microsoft, their HoloLens. Wow, and I guess they're now on the market. They're called Magic Leap 1. Look them up if you can Google them or find them on the web. It's only available in a handful of cities, although the headset is sure to come to Europe and other regions in the near future. But see, now here's the thing. That their augmented reality headset is $2,295. You might as well $2,200, say $2,320, call it what it is. Call it $2,500. But even at $2,500, $3,000 gets you a HoloLens, which is backed by Microsoft. So I kind of wonder what's the draw here. I am going to say, and I'm going to say it. I just sat here and I read this, and it's $3,000 to put on these glasses, and truly, I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I'm looking at what they have here, birds and slingshot demo. What they're showing here is not worth $3,000. Period. It's just not. So I'm kind of taking a deep breath, trying to bring myself to reality, and say, where's the value? Even in, if you've ever seen the demo of HoloLens, HoloLens actually has some really cool stuff. I'm looking at what they're showing for this thing. I can't wrap my mind around it that for $3,000 I'm going to use this stuff for this. I can't. Maybe they're not showing me the whole thing. Let me see if they got some other cool stuff. Yeah, these are okay. Well, that's pretty cool. They do have some stuff that's pretty cool. All right. Well, maybe okay. All right, I'm looking at it a little differently now. Maybe I would pay $3,000 for these things. I was looking at the first stuff they have, which really truly wasn't that cool. But now they're showing where you can play like you can play like real Angry Birds life size. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. I would probably pay that for that. Less than $3,000 I would pay for this because it looks like they have, and they show her pulling back the slingshot, and I don't know. Oh, all right. I take it back. It is pretty cool. This is the Magic Leap 1. So this is actually pretty cool little headset. So I would pay for that, I guess. But I'm really looking forward to see what Jerry comes back with from CES and seeing what he can share with us on there. Otherwise, Tech Gear just doesn't have a whole lot of interesting things. Anyway, I just wanted to get on tonight. Though after my classes were done, I wanted to get on, stay in practice, keep staying true to my time slot and making sure that I'm here. I'm going to tell you guys I am totally exhausted, so I'm probably going to cut this short. I found myself just a second ago. I was thinking about the glasses, the augmented reality glasses, and I'm just sitting here thinking about it. Honest to God, I was just like, I felt like just falling right asleep. But I was sitting here, I was in the middle of a thought, looking at the picture, looking at these glasses. I was like deep in this thought, and I'm telling you, I could have just crashed out. You would have tuned in to me like 10 minutes from now, and my head would have been down. It'd be like, what is this guy doing? He's just sleeping on a live stream, and I would have been sound asleep. That's how mentally exhausted I am spent. After having to deal with these tech support people today, after having to, then literally getting everything 80% up. 80%. And then, after dealing with that, 80%, everything's up, going in just the last 3% or 4% that I've got. I'm pushing these images. You got to understand how my lab is set up. I have an image server that I'm pushing to, I got about a dozen computers, and what happens is, if the image at any time craps out before it completes, it screws everything up to where I got to go do stuff by hand, and I got to go around to each and every computer, and it takes like 20 minutes for each one I have to go do individually. It's a nightmare. So literally freaking 95% on the bar. It was going up, 80, 85, 90, 95%. My server crashed. And at that moment, I looked at the time, and it was like a few minutes to 2. And I could feel, have you ever been so angry you could feel the flushness, the heat? That heat that kind of comes up through your face. Well, I as soon as everything froze, and I see all these screens across the room popping up, and I was like, what just happened? What happened? I go over and I look, and my server crashed. And I could feel the heat. I could feel my blood pressure going up, my heart palpitating. And I just was like, mother. And I was like, nope, that's it. I just grabbed everything, put it, I called it a day. I was like, that's what I was saying earlier. I had a case of the fuck it's. I went, you know what? Got to get out of here. Got to get ready for class. I'm not going to do this. So I know tomorrow when I go in, I have 12 systems that are down. I've got to go ahead and start re-imaging them by hand until I can. But it's going to be a new day. So I'm going to be more motivated and more positive. So, but yeah, guys, I really, if I don't get a chance to say it, I know a lot of you had sent me an email where you actually follow me in the mornings for the morning drive, and thank you for that. I appreciate you watching me kind of go through the morning, and just like I said, all I'm doing really is thinking out loud, kind of what I'm doing here. This is very much like radio. You don't get a chance to see who you're talking to, but you kind of just hope that people are out there listening. And if you're watching me, you just happen to tune in, go ahead and follow me if you would. I'd appreciate it. It kind of helps me get whatever. Twitch wants a certain degree of followers before I can get to this next level and this and that. If you could follow me, I would appreciate it. And, or subscribe. I don't know what platform you're on. Right now, I'm streaming to, I do Twitch, Mixer, Smashcast, Periscope, YouTube, Stream Me. And I was doing Facebook, but I'm about ready because every time I create an account, I get this thing where like, send us a picture where they basically disable the account. And I'm like, am I not allowed to stream to Facebook? I don't know. I'm like, everything went fine for a little while. I was streaming without any problems, but all of a sudden it's an issue. And I'm like, I had to go, make sure my content didn't have any copyright stuff. I was like, well, what the hell's going on? Why are they doing this? Why are they disabling my account? I'm not using music that's copyrighted. I'm not putting any content that's copyrighted. And I was working fine for a while, and now all of a sudden it's an issue. So I don't know yet what the deal with Facebook is. I really don't. For me, it's kind of like that's another example of, well, you know what? I don't want to be on your stupid platform anyway. I'm not a big Facebook guy anyway, but I kind of wanted to just be on there for the folks that I know that are on Facebook. But anyway, let me think. I'm probably gonna cut this short today. We'll probably just do an hour, if that, just to kind of get. I'm trying to get used to it being a new streamer. I want to get used to being here on time and kind of putting things together until I really get time to focus on putting everything together. Because right now it's a lot tougher than, I watch these streamers that are on Twitch, and a lot of them make it look, and maybe for them it is, that maybe they just turn the camera on and do what they do, and they don't really, it's a lot easier when you're gaming or you have something there. But it is a lot more, it's a lot tougher than I thought. I mean, it really is, because every day that you come, if you're trying to keep a schedule, every day you come on, you're unless you've spent a good portion of your day trying to decide what. Now, it's different like when people were logging, like the other day when we had people in chat and they were chatting, that was fun because we could chat about anything. We could chat about motorcycles, we could chat about this, video stuff, anything. That was fun. So that's kind of what I hope eventually this channel will become. We kind of gravitate to where we got a lot of people in chat talking about different things. That's awesome. But from the standpoint of day to day, I don't want to, like, I go to the news channels and I look in the news and I'm like, man, all they're talking about is Trump. All they're talking about are all these things that I don't want to beat to death. I just don't want to do. I don't want to beat to death the things that every news outlet out there are beaten to death. Now, if people want to log on and they want to talk about that stuff, hey, that's cool. Then we can go ahead and pick it up. But for me to sit there and go, oh, God, we're going to talk about this again, I don't want to do that. I want to have a show that's just very free-flowing, and we talk about whatever. And if politics happens to come up, we can talk about it for a while, and then we go on to other things. But it's really a lot tougher than I thought. Well, that's kind of why I think the games, in a way, the games are like a crutch. Because you can sit there, you can play, and people are watching the games. Even though they're listening to you, they're watching the games, getting entertained by those, and that's a lot. That's kind of keeps your mind moving while you're watching a show. But when I watch some of the shows like I'm watching, where they're guys like me that have their own channel, and I'm like, wow, that's tough to really. The challenge is coming up with stuff every single day that is interesting to people that are watching. And for me, I have a much easier time. I personally have a much easier time amusing myself or finding the things that interest me. But I'm trying to, you want to appeal to the masses. You want to appeal to a lot of folks and make sure that you're touching on things that they all want to know about. And that's tough. I mean, it really is truly a lot tougher than I thought. So I have a lot of respect, an immense amount of respect for these folks that have the channels that go through this grind every day and that are doing it. Now, the thing that really, I'll watch, I'll give you an example, Barnacles. I watched Jerry, and I watch these people donating bits. They give him bits, and he goes, oh, thanks for the biddies, thanks for the bits, and they get all these bits. Hey, Cool's Wag Dude 900. Hey, appreciate you. Thanks for coming by. Glad to see you. I'm just kind of venting. I'm new to the stream thing, so I'm just kind of getting the feel for it. But yeah, I definitely will. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's I watch the young guys that are doing the streams, and I have a lot of respect for them because I can see that they put a lot of time, a little effort into it. I don't yet understand how the bits work and how all that stuff, the tips work and how it all comes together. So, hey, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate you. That puts me one closer in Twitch. I guess you got to have so many to make their next level. So I appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. But I will definitely, try to learn a little bit more about this platform as I go along, the software and everything. And I think I got everything working. I don't. Apparently, I've went around, and as I go through the other channels, I watch like Barnacles, and I watch a lot of the folks that I enjoy. I'll watch their commercials because that's what people are saying, that you watch the commercials and you get the bits. So I watch them. Now, I have not, at least that I know of, I don't have any bits, and I've watched a ton of commercials. So I'm wondering, do I have to be like a Twitch Prime, or do I have to be a certain level before I can start accumulating bits? But I've been sitting here watching. I'll go to, and when their channel plays a commercial, I'll watch the entire commercial. I'll make sure that I'm there because I want to be able to get some bits that I can donate to the people that I watch, and it's kind of weird because I don't know why. It's really good. You're a pro. I'm not a pro. I'm nowhere near a pro. I'm actually, most of the gear I have here is just because my brother made me overspend money. I have no clue. I have a nice little green screen and stuff like that, some lighting, but trust me, I see these guys that are doing these live streams, and they got bits flowing and tips flowing. They've got thousands of followers and everything. They're the pros. They're awesome. I'm kind of just learning. I'm getting in the feel for it. I want to have that, I want to have a channel that's kind of got a lot of folks come by and just stop and talk about whatever. But I'm working on it. I figure if I can do just one new follower a day for a year, if I can stay on and do a year, I'm going to try and consistently stay on at the same time, be here every day as close as I can to the time. And if I can just add like one follower every day at the end of the year, I might have 300 followers, 365 followers. But yeah, there's a lot more people out there that they have great shows. And they're much better than I am, but they're the ones I want to learn from. They're the ones that's why I like going. I watch Jerry all the time. I watch Barnacles. I watch the different shows that are out there because I really, truly I enjoy this. I enjoy having the dialogue between people and being able to talk about whatever. But I also, I want to make sure that I understand how all this works. And that's why when they were explaining the bits to me, and they were like, oh, yeah, you get bits when you watch this and you do that. And so I thought, oh, that'd be cool because I do, after hours, usually after I'm done here, I'll stay on until midnight watching other folks. But I never get these bits that they're talking about, so I can't. They said if you watch the full commercials, you'll get them, and I don't get them. I don't, at least and if I have been getting them, I don't know where the hell they are because I can't. They always want me to buy bits. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought you're supposed to get bits when you watch these commercials. So I'm still learning, man. I've got I've went through 3 different OBS, Steam Labs, and then now I'm on Steam Elements. So I've went through 3 different platforms to find a decent platform to come at. I've redone these overlays that you're looking at like a half dozen times until I finally found one. The Stream Elements had these templates, and I was like, cool, templates. That rocks because that means it's less I have to do. And I just kind of tweak the templates a little to fit the show. But, yeah, still trying to really embrace the overall, the live streaming. I do a live stream every morning. 6 o'clock, 6:15 religious. I'm there. I put it on. It's just basically talking out loud on my way to work, and I do the live stream coming home on the afternoon drive, kind of talking out loud. But I want to try and stay true to it and build enough of folks that when they come on, we can have some great conversation and intelligent conversation. That's what I like. So I definitely appreciate you coming by, and that's kind of what I'm here for. I want to build that group of people that we kind of become regulars. But there's so much more that I don't know. That every day I learn something new. I learn about Discord, and I would like to be able, as I do my drive. Hold on one second. It looks like did I? Oh no, I didn't cut. It looked like I cut out there. But as I do my drive in the morning, in the afternoon, I'd love to have some way to communicate during the drive, like an audible chat where somebody sends a chat message, it'll read it back. Or I don't want to take my eyes off the road while I'm driving to read a chat. Drive and go, okay, oh yeah, that's the quickest way to end up in a ditch. So facts. Yep. So I do want to find out as much as I can about how all this stuff works. It's been a learning process, man. Everybody does things. Everybody's overlays different. Everybody has things laid out that fit them. As I said, the bits I don't know about yet. The tips, I think I got everything set up for those. The platform's cool. So cool. Hosted me. All right. Well, hey, thanks, man. Appreciate you. I definitely, I want to make sure that I do something that's entertaining for everybody, and we have a good time when we're on here. And that's half the battle. I mean, I watched some folks, and I watched one guy, I can't remember his name. He was a really nice guy. He was playing the guitar. We were talking. He had a great stream going. What was his name? Slayer. It was something Slayer. And, and he was kind of down. And I was like, and I could tell, when you talk to people he was just kind of down and kind of, just kind of going through the motions. I guess he had a stream up a long time ago, and he's just getting back into it. And he was just having one of those nights, I guess. And I was like, to me, when I hit the start stream on here, that to me is just kind of like it's not a stressful thing. It's very relaxing. It's kind of like I'm like, oh man, finally I get to. You kind of unwind, and if you get the right group of people that can stimulate some great conversation, like the other day we had conversations about motorcycles. I'm a huge motorcycle buff. I love just to ride. I mean, I'm not a mechanic. There's some guys that'll tell you about everything they know about motorcycles. I like to ride motorcycles. I mean, I used to have an Italian bike, a Benelli, which was it was a left-handed throttle and it was a left-handed throttle, right-handed clutch. Very weird. But I mean, I would tear it down. I would set my own points. I would do stuff like that. But by no stretch of the imagination am I a mechanic. And I love to ride bikes. And I regret giving away mine, Yeah, Harley Davidson, man. That's what we talked about. The guy that was on the other day, we talked about Harleys. He wants to actually get one. I actually was going to get a Harley. I went to a Hacienda Harley. It was in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I had picked it out. It was $24,000. It was a Heritage Softail Classic. Beautiful bike, leather saddlebags, window. I mean, it was a beautiful bike. But on the way home to get some paperwork to come back and get it, I stopped by another place, and I came across a brand new this was back in 2006, 2007. Kawasaki. Yeah. I had one. I actually had a Nighthawk. It was a Kawasaki Nighthawk, I think it was. But I ended up getting one for $10,000, brand new, with an 800cc engine, big, throaty, heavy-duty bike because I'm a heavy guy, and loved it to death, man. It was a great touring bike. But I came this close from buying a Harley. I almost bought the Harley. I was like, oh yeah, I got to have a Harley. But $24,000 versus $10,000 for a bike that I really truly liked better. It was a smoother ride, and it didn't cost me an arm and a leg. Everybody was telling me if I buy a Harley, they were saying that everything you do for that bike, you have to pay like a Harley tax it comes with a premium. You got to have a Harley mechanic work on it. You got to get these custom this custom that. And so I didn't really want to go that route. I thought, no, you know what? I'll go with mine. I got a Suzuki Boulevard is what I had, and a great bike though. But that was like some of the conversations we had the other day. We were talking about motorcycles, and the day before that we are talking about video, and we're talking about audio installation. You know, I'm very eclectic on what I like. I mean, I love tech. My background is business technology and innovation. That's my background. That's what I've done forever. I've got global patents used by Department of Defense and everything. I mean, I love technology. And that's why I was so bummed I didn't go to CES, the electronics show in Vegas. When I lived in Arizona, I would go to Comdex. I would go to CES. I play in all the World Series of Poker. And now I'm stuck in Florida, which is very interesting place, very different place than Arizona. Hot, humid, mosquitoes, a lot of different things here that I really wasn't anticipating till I got here. So first chance I get, looking to go back, looking to head back to Arizona. Florida's a nice place to visit. Not really my cup of tea to live here permanently. So, but I do, I have a job that I enjoy. I enjoy actually, even though there are days like today that put me through the roof, I do enjoy it. I actually teach inmates. I actually teach them technology, so I hopefully make a difference in some small way in what they do. But I've been retired 3 times. You live in California. I looked at when I was in Arizona. My wife and I looked at Thousand Oaks. We were going to move to Thousand Oaks. Then we looked at Carmel. But the snow for days. I don't know. Oh, up probably Northern California. Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird because in California, like my house, when I had it built in Arizona, it was almost 5,000 square feet. Then I paid like 200,000. Oh, Canada. Oh, I thought you said CA California. I was like, California, cool, love California, yeah. No, Canada. Oh, okay. Matter of fact, I used to live in Detroit. I used to live in Michigan, born and raised in Michigan. Detroit, we used to go across the bridge. We used to go into Windsor at the casinos and play in the casinos. And we would go to a place called Mother's Pizza. And we'd get pizza in Canada. And then, I've been to Montreal a few times, been to Vancouver. Yeah, nice, that beautiful towns there. See, I don't mind snow. I don't mind cold at all. I mean, some people hate it. Some people will tell you, oh, I don't love the cold. You know what? Being from Michigan, born and raised there. And then, of course, I moved to the Upper Peninsula. Most people don't know when you say, oh, the wind chill factor is 40 below, and if you walk out with exposed skin, it'll freeze. Most people will never experience that. But that was the way I grew up. That was just, you got the lake effect snow, you got the wet, cold weather. None of that bothered me. I mean, look at me. I'm a big guy, so it's like you cut me, I bleed mayonnaise. I mean, this is not a body built by salads. So when it's hot, I don't like it. I mean, I can take clothes off only to a certain point, and then, the police get involved, and it's not a pretty sight. But if I'm cold, I can just put a layer on. So it's not kind of a reverse type deal, But yeah, it was, Canada, I could see moving to there. I don't know. See, I don't know. I think the only place I'd really consider moving, no, I don't know, man. It's a tough call because I ended up, can't remember where I went, and I don't, this is a good thing, but I mean, where I went, it was all Asian population. And I guess these folks were buying, these are like Asian millionaires. I think it was Vancouver. And they were buying these ginormous houses, in Canada, and they weren't even living in them. They were just like, they were from China. They would buy these houses and they would only live in them sometime. And then they would leave and these houses would sit empty. And but it was beautiful, a beautiful city, a lot of technology, at least a lot of technology where I was looking. So that's cool. But no, I'm going to go back to where it's warm. Arizona was truly the only place I've ever been where I really, truly enjoyed the weather. I mean, 8 months out of the year, perfect. Perfect weather. I mean, blue skies, sunshine every day, shorts, t-shirt, not sweating, not hot, no humidity. It was great. Now, 4 months out of the year, it got hot. 4 months out of the year, easily you could see 112, 118. Sometimes it would do 122. And if you're on a motorcycle on the pavement, you're not riding anymore. You're off the pavement because it's way too hot. It would actually get so hot, the airport would close because the aircrafts could not get enough lift. It was so hot, they couldn't get enough lift to actually take off and fly. So the airports would close until it would cool down. So those 4 months, it could be grueling, and especially if you're an outdoor person. If you're outdoor and you're a golfer and you like the outdoors, those 4 months can be really terrible for you because you end up being inside or in your swimming pool or barbecuing on your back porch most of the time. You're not on the golf course. But, during those 4 months, you go from an air-conditioned house to an air-conditioned car. You go from the air-conditioned car into an air-conditioned shopping mall or working, environment. So it wasn't too bad, those 4 months. But the 8 months was what made it worth it. 8 months, blue sky, sunshine every day. Just, that's kind of why I want to go back. And then I would go to Vegas. I could drive to Vegas in 4.5 hours. I could be to LA in 4.5 hours. San Diego, 4.5 hours. Pretty much anywhere I wanted to go, I was there pretty quick, So, yeah, it was, it's definitely a fun place to be. I want to get back there, but it's not going to be this year probably, or if it is, it'll be like the latter half of this year. So, excuse me, I'm going to grab some Mountain Dew. Oh, yeah. Nectar of the gods. Say it every day. Good stuff. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me a little bit this evening. And I'm going to try not to stay too long. I figured I'd keep it down to about an hour. Just to kind of... Hold on one sec. Now, I'm not sure if there's any problem with the stream. Because I'm looking over at Twitch. I try to keep my eye on the stream and everything. And I'm looking at Twitch, and Twitch says, and I'm not making this up, the Twitch machine got unplugged. Try again in a moment. Error code 3000. Now I'm looking, this is I kind of try and keep an eye on my channel to make sure it's not freezing or doing anything. But as I look at it, I don't know if this Twitch channel froze or if maybe it's my frame, but my frames, I don't look like I'm dropping any frames. And my, let me see, FPS is good. I'm doing 30 frames. And I don't see any CPU. My CPU usage is only 11. So I'm hoping you guys are still seeing this anyway. Lots of stars. Yeah, tons of stars. That's how it was in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. The Keweenaw Peninsula had the Aurora Borealis. Tons of stars we could see. If that's the kind. I'm fine. Okay, I just want to make sure I can still, as I said, once things start to freeze up on here, I don't know if it's me dropping frames or if it's actually there's a problem on the net. So if you weren't on earlier, I was talking about the internet I'm having. I'm getting rid of this one provider and going to the other one because it just ever since this hurricane, we got hit with a big hurricane, and it just knocked out all the services, and they're trying to get the internet back on decently, but it's not coming easy, so it's smooth. Okay, cool. Good. I'm good with that. Now, to me, there's a lag. Now, to me, when I'm looking at my screen, I'm actually watching my broadcasting software, the OBS software. When I do this, and if I raise my hand and I watch Twitch, there's about a 5-second delay. So when I go like this, raise my hand, there's 5 seconds before I see it actually raise on Twitch. I mean, there's this. Now, I know maybe to you don't see that. Maybe it's not a lag. Maybe my voice and my actions are perfectly timed on Twitch. It's just the weirdest thing to see that little bit of a lag. But Anyway, I tried to put together a stream that was halfway decent. I mean, that's the equipment my brother told me if I'm going to do this, I thought I would do it with just a laptop. I figured I'd do it with a laptop and the webcam that came with the laptop, and I'd do a live stream. But he kind of said, no, you got to have this. So he basically told me all the stuff I need to get, and I got it. That's Twitch. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm kind of thinking it's their thing, but it's good that at least I'm not lagging on it. But the cool part is, I put together everything like my brother told me. He says, you want to make sure you have all this stuff so you have a stream that looks well and that actually looks decent. So I tried to do that, but then I found out all I needed was my phone. This Galaxy phone I have, I put in every morning. I go ahead and I put it in my car and I drive to work and I stream just fine. Going into work and coming home, I spent $2,000 on a bunch of stuff. I got an i7 with tons of memory, 50 screen monitor, 50-inch screen monitors and lighting kits and all this stuff, 4 webcams. I don't need any of that. I could have done it on a phone, or I could have done it with my laptop. So I kind of laugh, and I'm like, well, given you live and learn. So, but it's it's definitely kind of fun. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to apologize in advance because I have a troublemaker coming this way. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm a dog person. I'm a dog person all the way around. I had a golden retriever for. I don't know if you can hear him. He'll talk to you. Listen. Can you hear that? I hate cats. And I tell this guy I hate him every time. He comes up here and he just wants to be a trouble. He likes to be a show hound. But I had a golden retriever for 14 years. Loved the dog. Yeah, I know. I can't. And I'm not a cat person, but his name is Mr. Whiskers. He was given to my son by an elderly lady that passed away. And somewhere along the way, he's adopted me and he thinks that I care. And I will tell him, I hate him. I don't like him. I'll tell him that. He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen. He just likes to be a pain in my butt. This is what I got to put up with, man. If I wasn't, I love all animals. Don't get me wrong. I love all animals. But he's just a pain in my ass. And I tell him, I say, I hate you. I can't stand you. You're ugly cat, bad cat. But for whatever the reason, yeah, I know, kitty. I know everybody. Yeah, can you hear him? Can you hear that? I don't know if you can. He's very content. He's very content because he knows he shouldn't be here and he's trying to be nice. But no, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a cat cam. I'm going to give him his own little area. And then when he wants to be he wants to get on and be a webcam hog, he'll have his own play. Yeah. So I'll apologize ahead of time for him because as much as I hate cats, I got they have their own little quirks, and this one is kind of retarded. Most cats are afraid of something. They're afraid of vacuums, dogs. They're afraid of something. He has no fear whatsoever of anything. Dogs, you'll take him $300, sold to the man in Canada. You could definitely have him. He's just the biggest baby. But the funny part is, because he has no fear of anything, he truly doesn't understand. Like, he thinks he's a dog. I say, is there such thing as a cat dog? Because he really thinks he's a dog. My wife went out and bought a leash, and he will walk on a leash like a dog. I mean, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, but he does like to be babied. He's just very, very content. So I just kind of leave him. But I'm going to go ahead and set up a cat cam, and I'll give him his own little area, and I'll put a little box at the bottom of mine, so I'll do like a dual cam, split cam thing where he can, we'll do some cutaway shots of him every now and then. But take him for $300. Hell, I would have gave him to you. I would have actually paid you $300 to take him. I say that only because he's such a pain in the ass. Look at that. Look at this face. I don't know if you can see it. I'll let him do the show. I'll let him do the show. Rare breed. Yeah, I don't know what he is. He doesn't have like cat hair. He has like human hair. It's really weird. He doesn't like, I don't know how to explain it. If you can feel it, it's not like most cats. They have fur or they have cat hair. They're different type of hair on him. He's really kind of a weird cat. I don't know what he is, but he's definitely spoiled rotten. And yeah, maybe that's what I need to do. Is I need to do it to where I can have him share the camera with me, because I noticed that cats are popular on channels, or women with breasts. Those are kind of the attractions on a lot of these channels. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll either, since I can't have one, I'll have the other. I'll just go ahead and put him on his little space, and give him a little. Oh, guys, that's funny. Anyway, I will. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it short today. I think this is his way of telling me he's either hungry or he just wants to be in my way today. So I'm going to go ahead and cut things a little short. I'm going to do about an hour and 20 minutes. Not too bad. Hopefully you guys have a great day today. I mean, I only have a kangaroo. Wait a minute. I only have a kangaroo. What? You have a kangaroo? Did I misunderstand that, or is that a different? Is that like a cat breed or a? You don't have a real kangaroo with the pouch, that type of kangaroo. You have. Wait a minute, you lost me. I only have a kangaroo. Or you have a cat named Kangaroo. I don't know. That was weird. Well, this troublemaker here, I definitely would I'll take bids. I'll put a little, we'll start it. Kangaroo. All right, well, mate. Kangaroo, mate. Are you Coolswag Dude 900? You from Australia? Canada or Australia? I had one person the other day from Australia on here. What was her name? What was the name? It was the original Jin, I think, was from Australia. Kangaroo, mate. I think who was it I used to watch on television? I think was from Australia. Who was the guy that was the animal guy? What was his name? And he was stung by a stingray. I guess he died after he was stung by a stingray. But I used to watch his animal show all the time. What the hell was his name? Oh man, you'd know. Some kind of. He would like pick up snakes by the. Here's a snake. What's his name? Not Bear Grylls. Anyway, he was an Australian guy. But that's what you said, mate. That kind of reminds me of what the hell was his name? See, now it's going to bother me. I'm going to have to look at No, it wasn't Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, that's who it was. Paul Hogan. No, it was. Damn it. He had some kind of a show of animals. He would always take, poisonous snakes, and he was. You'd always. By cracky, look at the size of that one. He's a real beauty, isn't he? We're going to go up here and we're going to show him all the respect in the world, because even though he's big and he looks dangerous, he's really timid and he's not very aggressive if you approach him slowly. And he was just like this really over the top. What the hell was his name? Irwin. Steve Irwin or something. Yeah, Steve Irwin. And he would like pick up snakes and all these deadly things, and he ended up dying when a stingray in the ocean, stuck his barb through stuck their tail or whatever through his heart. Ended up killing him. So, but yeah, that's who it was. That Crocodile Dundee. Oh, Steve Irwin. Anyway, so Crocodile Dundee. Now that's a knife. That was actually one of my favorite shows. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go now. I appreciate you coming in and staying. But I'm going to go ahead and get this guy fed and try and get myself some sleep so I can get up in the morning and Crocodile Dundee. So I will definitely see you guys in the morning. I'll do the morning drive again, the afternoon drive, and then I'll see you at 7. I'll try and be on time tomorrow. I don't have class. So tomorrow shouldn't be an issue. Thursday I've got 2 classes, so I might be a little later on the 7 o'clock stream, but I will definitely try and be as close to on time as I can. So thanks for coming in today and spending some time with me and putting up with this guy. I know he's and he would sit here for hours. Believe it or not, if I slept here, he would just sleep here. He would literally spend hours just perfectly content. Let me see if I... Yeah, not a care in the world. Totally oblivious to the fact that he just hogged everything. Just kind of like came up here and was an absolute cam hog. He just totally oblivious to that. He just come up and just could care less, How disrespectful is that? What a catastrophe. Bad pun. Anyway, guys, have a good night. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to go take care of him. Bye. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. And I'm going to let you guys go and have a good night, and I'll see you again. Have a great one.